My name is Mike Sloniker. Came to First Presbyterian Church in July of 2011. We went through the newcomers class, and we joined the church shortly thereafter. I've had many God moments in my life, but one that was extremely profound to me started in 1996 with the PromiseKeeper movement in Northern Virginia. And we went to RFK Stadium, and it was full of men, and I kept wondering why they're doing football huddles. And they were praying, and somebody had to explain it to me that they're praying. And hearing all those men sing in a football stadium that usually had Redskins in it was extremely powerful. Mighty Fortress is Our God was just it was exploded out of there. And so the following year, in 1997, we had the Stand in the Gap. The Park Service estimated 700,000 men were there. All the jumbotrons in the United States were there. It was down from the mall, which is the area between the Washington Monument and the Capitol, and it was wall-to-wall men, and plus overflow was in the ellipse in front of Clinton's White House, and there was a jumbotron over there, but Clinton was out of town. And it was 700,000 people estimated by the people who run the Park Service. I got there at 8, and we were almost at the end of it by the American History Museum across the street from the Washington Monument. It was from noon to 5, one day a Saturday in October of 1997. I was at the back of it. I was allergic to every single piece of grass and every tree in Northern Virginia. And I got there at 8, and I left at 5. I never had an issue breathing, and I had no problem with the grass. You get down and bow down in the grass, and I never got a rash from the grass, which I would have gotten automatically. And it was a profound experience. It started off at noon with the ram's horns blown by these Jewish men, and announced how it started. A powerful afternoon, speaker after speaker, and a lot of singing. And they told us right out of the barrel, these people are your left and right are going to worship differently, and it doesn't make any difference. Well, first thing that stunned me is to be a bunch of Catholics out there, because I had an attitude, and I just learned a lot that day. Profound experience. And when I went back home, I thought, I'm not bothered by the air. I'm not having problem breathing. And I don't have a rash all over my arms from being in that grass. The following Monday, I worked for Lockheed Martin then. I had to fly out to California. I went to California. Kept thinking about what I saw. Flew back on a Wednesday and had to go to work on Thursday. At noon on Thursday, I said, I bet you I'm over all my allergies. I bet they're not there. I bet they're gone. So I caught the subway from where I lived in Crystal City, got off at the Smithsonian exit, walked out to the exact spot I was in, and rolled my sleeve up, stuck my arm down in the grass, and immediately got a rash. And when I was walking back to the subway, I was wheezing, having difficulty breathing. And I kept thinking, well, it was just a temporary thing. And then I kept thinking about it, and I thought, the Lord took away all the problems so you could focus on what's going on here. And another thing is, you don't mess with him. You just don't go back and test, did he do it? And if it happens, it happens. I didn't go back to test him, but then a couple times I thought, just let it be. Don't go back and check. But it was a significant moment to me to know that I didn't have the issues I had constantly in my 25 years in Northern Virginia of breathing issues and problems with the grass, pollen in the trees, and the mold. So, as far as I'm concerned, he cleared it out so my eyes and ears and heart could hear what's going on. That was my God moment in 1997.